regarding being rejected, that was the one time where I was actually like super let down in a mean way. Because you know, there were other times where people were like, you know what, I don't really like you in that way. And you just kind of like got to deal with it.
Yeah.
But there was this. Are you good? Is your ass hurting?
Yeah, yeah, but it's fine. It's just my underwear stuck into my fucking ass. My fat fucking ass.
We've been recording for a good while, so after this fight, let's take a break.
Yeah, sounds good.
So there was this kid at my school, who's same age as me, high school by the way, and he was so cute. He was like a dream to me. And this is like in the day where I was just like discovering that I was bi. I was like, oh, like guys can be just as like, guys can give me that anti horny juice just as much as girls can. But I was afraid to ask him out because I didn't want to be rejected, especially by a guy, you know, being, you know, an American teenager.
Wait, was that guy gay, or were you just gonna be like?
I didn't know. I didn't know. He acted like kind of, I wouldn't say feminine, but he didn't act like traditionally masculine.
Like me?
Do you act traditionally masculine?
I kind of don't.
Okay, that's what you meant.
I wear a lot of pink.
My bad. I didn't know whether or not you were saying like me, like I act traditionally masculine, or I don't. Yeah. But in any case, he didn't, and you know, he was very attractive, and he also seemed like really nice, and there was a possibility that he was gay, but I didn't want to like, you know, I didn't want to test the possibility that he wasn't.
Yeah.
So like we'd have the same classes, like 2 or 3 of the same classes. We'd talk a whole bunch. But I couldn't ask him out, and I couldn't even like ask him if he was, you know, gay or curious or whatever, because that would really suck, honestly. I mean, maybe I could have handled it in a more mature way or seen it in a more mature way, but at the time, I think that would have like probably devastated me if he was like, "Oh, I'm not gay."
Yeah.
Like he could have even told me in a nice way, and that like I feel like I would have feared even that, just like, you know, liking somebody and they just didn't have the physical ability to like me back.
Really? I feel like that's more comforting than just straight up being rejected for just not being attracted to me personally.
I don't know. I was just, well, that's where the fear of rejection for being gay came in. Like, it was irrational in that sense. It was like, you know, there's a possibility that he just can't have that sort of, like, crush on me. But it was the fact that, like, I just didn't want to be, you know, told off in that way.
Yeah.
Even if he was nice about it, I would feel so like it was fear.
Yeah, I mean, I am coming from the cis het perspective, so it's more, you know,
I can't hit him from here. What the fuck do you mean? What does this mean?
What?
Because of the barricade.
Oh, he has a shield up.
Oh no! Wait.
I did not realize that.
Oh, he does.
Look at his coffin lid. Okay, that's a game changer. All right, get over here, Mario. But in any case, to all my gay friends out there, to all those folks out there who swing a different way or both ways or whatever, you're awesome. Unless you're, you know, not.
They're pointing at the boss. I was like, I don't know.
I'm sorry, that was not as inspiring as it could have been. I was like, you know what? Time for me to be a good YouTuber, a good gamer. And I don't have the mental capacity to do that right now. But if you're gay, we love you.
If you're gay, you're cool. If you're gay, Hitler, that's not.
Yeah. If you want to build safe gay spaces, but also kill 12 people in like a, you know, what do you call it? Like a firing squad sort of fashion outside of a New York restaurant or wherever it happens, then you're not as cool as you could be if you didn't do that.
This just in, murder is not cool.
You sure about that?
Well, this just in, yeah, wait, what am I doing trying to defend murder?
There's some people, no, there's some people that deserve to be murdered.
You see, yeah, that's the thing. It's
I'm not sure if I fully agree with that.
Same. As much as I would like to see Elon Musk's teeth broken against a washing machine, and then, you know, just him like kind of taken onto one of his Tesla cars, tied by his feet to the back of it, and just like, you know, driven around town. Because, you know, he's caused so much harm. He's you know, He's just one of those people who owns a whole bunch of slave labor camps.
Yes.
You know the type.
The idea of someone not existing in a brutal way is admirable, but not in a practical sense.
Yeah.
Not in a real world sense.
Yeah. I think too, it's like it just
Like-
goes kind of against the leftist sort of ideal, wherein like, you know, we want to live in a world where this sort of trauma doesn't occur because, you know, the cycle of violence is cyclical. Violence is going to breed another form of violence somewhere, somehow. So it's like, yes, as much as I would like to, you know, find Elon Musk and get little fish hooks and like throw him into his eyes and then cast him out into a comically large swimming pool where a comically small shark, but comically powerful shark, will eat him alive. You know, that's just not practical to the revolution.
I think there's also context, like if someone was like, you have the ability to kill Elon Musk and Jeffrey Bezos right now, you just have to hit this button. I don't think I'd be able to do it. But if I found out today or tomorrow, like, oh, Jeffrey Bezos and Elon Musk fought each other to the death and they both died, and I'm like, that'd be like, that's fucking awesome. That's excellent. That's
Why?
great.
I would be mad if they told me this and they also told me that I could have watched it on Twitch and I just wasn't awake. It's like, why didn't you wake me up?
Yeah. I think especially in terms of revolution, oligarchs dying is beneficial, but I
Yes.
don't think actually doing it.
It's the philosophy of killing in order to instill some form of peace.
Yeah.
I think
It's a paradox.
I was actually watching this very well put together video by these folks called Some More News. If you guys if everybody out there, not just you guys, of course, but if everybody out there, if you like leftist informational content that also has a bit of comedy to it, then subscribe to Big Hats Play, but also subscribe to Some More News because they're really cool. In any case, they were doing like this big dissection of the Marvel universe. And of course, I think the Marvel universe is fun, and I think
Yeah.
it's very enjoyable, and I think some of the points they make are pretty poignant. In general, I think it's a good, like, media universe, and I think there are flaws as well. However, watching this video made me realize that there is a very almost libertarian sort of atmosphere to how heroes are painted in the series. Namely, you have a whole bunch of people who are either insanely rich, have access to insanely rich people, or are just blessed by God in some way. And these people are the ones who are viewed as, you know, heroes. These are the people who are not only powerful enough to stop quote-unquote crime, but do so in a consistent manner. And the people in the Marvel universe, and us as well, we are kind of expected to look over the fact that they also take part in these heinous acts of mass destruction. Like, you know, Sokovia disintegrating over, you know, the Eastern Europe. All those times they fought bad people, quote-unquote bad people in Lagos, and what was that other place where they, like, destroyed an entire fucking building and 13 people got, like, killed or something. And we were supposed to, like, you know, forego that sort of quandary, that moral quandary, because they're the good guys. They are the people who are able to make sacrifices. However, they are also the people who create the bad guys in a lot of the ways. Like, for those of you who don't watch the Marvel Cinematic Universe, a lot of bad guys just have a lot of beef with Stark.
Yeah.
Because his company fucking they just create like a lot of disparity in terms of income and in terms of, you know, opportunity and shit. It's like a bet. You remember the Vulture, right?
Yeah, he basically he lost his job and he ended up having alien and Stark technology to pretty much make a living off stealing goods, right?
Yeah. Well, it's not just that he lost his job. His entire fucking company was put under... Oh, sorry, Rabbid Luigi. His entire fucking company was put under by Stark Corporation because they were direct competition to him. Like, he had this sort of, like, you know, tech holding company, and they were like, you know, Stark was like, you know what? We're just gonna have to swallow you whole. And then, you know, the Vulture's company got forward.
That was also with Wanda and Pietro Maximoff.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
family were killed by
By Stark
bomb.
missiles, by Stark tech missiles. And that's another thing. It's like, if this weapon of mass destruction is in the right hands, then it's justified. That's kind of like one of the main sorts of things that they are they're expecting to, like, you know, for us as viewers to accept.
But counterpoint, that was the whole plot in Civil War, that they were trying to get, they were trying to regulate them.
Yes, there were. Well, that's another thing. Like, half of the people in Civil War, you had 170 countries approximately that were like, we have these accords that we want to ratify, that will make it so that we want to so that we can check the power of these grotesquely powerful humans / demigods. And then half of the Avengers were like, nah, I trust my inner instincts. And then they got into this big fucking fight in an airport, a public airport in Germany, that could have perhaps harmed even more people had they not just, like, chosen to battle in the Joshua Tree or something like that. And they have this big old, like, glorified battle, and people are supposed to root for it. But at the end of the day, it's like, why couldn't we just kind of accept that you guys are causing a whole bunch of harm when you really don't have to? Like, why did this have to be a fist fight? Why did this have to be a superpowered fist fight?
Well, it was sometimes the only way to get through a bully is a punch in the mouth.
I mean, that's kind of the thing. It's like we're only shown this point of view wherein the best option is violence, and oftentimes the people who are choosing the valiant form of violence are also the people who are directly responsible for the people they created. They are the ones who caused this trauma and this inequity that made these people do villainous things. And we're kind of just supposed to accept that, like, we can't change the system. We can't change the system. We just have to have these heroes pummel bad guys into the ground hard enough that they don't occur again.
Yeah, I think
Does he only have one stage? Please tell him he only has one stage.
I think having the Cap and Tony plot lines, I feel like that's kind of like what you dig your hole into. Oh, cool, you beat him.
Oh, thank God. I was hoping again. That's what I needed after this talk. It's like, you know,
This guy knows what's up.
yeah.
Ew.
We don't need violence for the sake of violence. What we need is a little rabbit in a Yoshi costume pulling out a minigun.
Welcome to a Ragtag Alliance.
I don't like the way his mouth vibrates.
Anyone who wishes to aid on our hooligans gladly receive.
I don't think this rabbit is ever going to be whole again. That shit was good. That's good comedy right there.
Because I feel like with the plot lines in Shang-Chi and the Eternals, was that like with Shang-Chi, it was just it was a guy stopping his power-hungry dad.
Yeah.
And it was clearly a god.
Yeah.
And the Eternals was literally like saving the Earth from a cosmic being.
Yeah, and I don't think the Marvel Cinematic Universe as a whole is flawed in this sense. I just think that there are certain entities in the universe that are either using their power in very, like, short-sighted ways, or are the direct result of people using their power in short-sighted ways. I think that's a reflection of how we currently view, military and police power. It's like a lot of people will be like, oh, that cop definitely shouldn't have, crushed that man's neck under his knee. But what else was he supposed to do? Like, what are we going to do without police? They're the people that we trust with power. Like, how else are we going to survive without them? Like, it's this thinking that we've kind of just been shoehorned into. Also, do you guys want to call it here in terms of this game?
I kind of wanted to bring up another point.
Oh yeah, go on ahead. I'll just run in circles for a bit.
Or I feel like that's also there's especially with Daredevil as you get through it. First of all, I like the art. Like, for example, I get this is slightly adjacent, but there's the classic archetype of like the noble hero and then the crazy antagonist.
Yeah.
But I feel like Daredevil kind of switches that, where the villain's kind of like the noble, like well put together one, and the hero's just kind of like unhinged.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
thinks going and beating up criminals is okay.
Yeah, that's what I love about Daredevil so far. I mean, I don't think the villain, because Bismarck hasn't watched it yet, I don't think the villain is entirely noble.
No, for sure.
But I think that he also came from a place of trauma, most
Yeah.
likely. And he probably thinks that what he's doing is good in some weird cosmic sense.
Okay, so you haven't gone to the Kingpin's backstory yet.
No.
Okay.
Does Bismarck know that he's the villain?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, he's a classic villain.
I mean, well, I think because he's talking with, you know, the person, and he
Yeah.
reveals a bit of his past there, but maybe it's not enough for me to fully realize, like, oh shit, maybe you know, Kingpin is kind of like not entirely unhinged.
Yeah, but there's a I guess without getting too spoiled, there's a season 2 moment where they're like acknowledging that vigilantes are going like they're becoming vigilantes. They're working outside the law.
Yeah.
To do what they think is right.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was painted in like a heroic light, but maybe it's me being optimistic and seeing it as a character flaw.
Yeah.
But there's a point where he catches a bad guy that was a pretty powerful bad guy.
Yeah.
In season 2, and he turns him into the cops, and he tells the cop like, "Oh, you take credit for it. We need people to believe in the system and that it works." And, you know, and it's just like, and it's kind of like I was like, okay. I kind of took it as like that's his flaw because he thinks like he's a lawyer, right?
Well,
He
yeah.
thinks.
He shows that a lot in the first 6 episodes. He's shown that he's incredibly naive when it comes to how easily this current system can be contorted.
Yeah, but it just kind of felt like it was painted and like, oh, he's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But Daredevil's a good show. And
It has been. Not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to start Jessica Jones too, because I think I liked Jessica Jones more than Daredevil season 1.
Oh, cool. I'm excited for them as well. I like a lot of the Marvel shows because I think it explores plots and ideas a bit more in depth than a movie can.
Yeah,
Because
for
like
sure.
typically a movie is like upward maybe 2 hours in general.
I do feel like long form entertainment has kind of ruined movies a little bit because it's just kind of like, oh, you can actually go more into character development. Don't have to sandwich it in less than 2 hours.
Yeah, it's hard to make a movie. Well, I mean, unless of course your show just drags on and on without character development.
Right.
But you know, that's another story. There's examples of each of these cases.
Yeah.
In any case, everybody, we love you. Subscribe to our channel. Find some more news. You'll like them too.
I don't
I
know
hope.
ya. I'll kill ya. Murder.
I didn't know Bismarck was awake. No, I'm just kidding.
I wish I was at awake. Because death is fun.
Your beard. All right, everybody, bye.
Kill someone.
Oh, my ass.